David Johnston.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I congratulate the member for Bristol North West on securing this debate. I think each person who's speaking on this side of the House is a proud member of the Conservative Environment Network, and I think we all found a lot to welcome in the Climate Assembly report. And just to start with the structure of it, and I probably won't say this very often, but I want to echo what the member for Brent North was saying, because I think the fact that this was representative of the country at large meant that we got a set of recommendations with a lot of common sense that weren't dogmatic, and that importantly placed an emphasis on fairness, because I think too often, as I've said in this House before, we can have the affluent telling those on lower incomes that the holidays they go on, the cars they drive, the clothes they buy are all wrong. And actually, we've got to take account of the fact that people have different means and can go at a different pace in making changes in their lives. I welcome the report's emphasis on education. We're fortunate in my constituency to have Westmill Wind and Solar Farm, one of the few cooperatives that runs a significant wind and solar farm, and they've just been given a grant by the government to have a new visitors centre where they'll be able to have 6 times the number of visitors they currently have, with a heavy emphasis on teaching children in schools about renewable energy. I welcome the report's emphasis on getting people onto public transport. I want to see Grove Station reopened in my constituency, not just because it will better connect the people of Grove, but also because it will get people off congested roads. And I also welcome the focus on greener homes. We know that buildings and homes are a real issue here, and I extend an invitation to the Minister and also to the member for Bristol North West or anyone else in the House to come and see the Greencore Construction Springfield Meadow development in my constituency, which is net zero in both the build and the usage. And it didn't cost much more than normal homes did, so I would recommend that people come and visit that. Now, the Assembly also wanted leadership from government. And I think there is a good story to tell there. The first country to legislate for net zero, a landmark environment bill that will set our new governance for a whole range of measures and impose a new range of measures on air quality to biodiversity and so on. I'm personally more excited by the agriculture bill because I think paying farmers public money for public goods is a really exciting development in our attitude and policy towards farmers, that we will protect them to be the custodians of the environment. And of course, we've just had the 10-point plan for a new green industrial revolution, and I do think that's the way to think about it. And we led on the first industrial revolution, we can lead on the green one. And so much of that chimes with what was in the Assembly's report, from bringing forward proposals for jet zero so people can still fly, but they can do so in a way that doesn't harm the environment as much, to bringing forward the date on banning the sale of new petrol and diesel cars, greener homes, protecting nature, using offshore wind, which a remarkable 95% of the Assembly supported. So I think that there's very much in the Assembly's report that chimes with this agenda that the government has set out. I appreciate people always say you could do more. I accept there's more to do. But what government announcement has ever been met by people saying, that sounds about enough? I think government's doing all it can there. I'm really proud that we will host COP26 next year. And I think the Assembly members should be rightly proud that they've helped to point the direction of leadership that we should take.
Yeah.